Good morning, the students of class 9. I hope that you are in very good health, both of body and mind. Now, today's lesson is a poem called Autumn, written by John Clare. John Clare's poem Autumn. Possibly and probably, most probably, you are acquainted with the atmosphere of autumn, the season autumn. In our Indian climate and in Bengali language, we call it Sharat, Sharat Kal. And you know that the poem Autumn or the theme of the poem Autumn is written by various poets. John Keats' Autumn is a world famous ode upon the season, the autumn. Anyway, there may be some pictorial similarity and the similarity in the imagery in representing the poem, sorry, in representing the season, the autumn. What type of seasonal feature do we find in autumn? Can you tell me? What type of characteristics, what type of weather feature you feel, you see in autumn? Autumn বললেই যেন একটা সিজন মনে পড়ে পাতা ঝরা, all the leaves began to be yellow and yellowish, dark yellowish, a kind of mellowness, a kind of ripeness in the fruits and the leaves. Especially in Indian climate, especially in West Bengal climate, all the paddy fields begin to turn gold, and there is a type of dryness in the trees, in the leaves of the trees. Anyway, we will find the similarities of the autumnal features in this poem and in another poems as well as in our weather climate of West Bengal. Now come to the poem Autumn by John Clare. Lesson 3, Autumn by John Clare. I love the fitful gust that shakes the casement all day. I love the fitful gust that shakes the casement all day. Number one, the fitful gust. That means the gust of wind which comes in a fit. That means moment to moment. Domka batas. Moment to moment, the gust of wind. The gust of wind that comes moment to moment in a high force, that is called fitful gust. I love the fitful gust that shakes the casement all day. Casement means a type of window that has that type of pattern. Blind casement. These are arranged like this, and when the wind comes, it shakes like this. That is called, that shakes all day. In Bardhaman Rajbari and in some portion of Raj College, Women's College, the old pattern of window is that casement pattern. Casement, the window pattern, the window pattern was older, and the casements were kept like this so that the wind may pass so very easily. The casement all day. And from the mossy elm tree takes the faded leaves away. And from the mossy elm trees. Number one, the tree is elm tree, but it is mossy one. It may be because of its oldness. The tree is very old enough, and because of the continuous rain or snowfall, the mosses have grown there, and therefore the mossy elm trees. That means the elm tree, a type of tree which is generally found in England. Elm tree, a type of tree which is generally found in England and their neighboring countries. And that elm tree is very old, possibly old one, and therefore the moss has grown there. And from that mossy elm tree takes the faded leaves away. That means falling of the leaves, beginning of the falling of the leaves is a characteristic of autumnal season. আমাদের দেশেও বাঁশ গাছের পাতাগুলো শীতকালে বেশি ঝরে, কিন্তু শরৎকাল থেকে শুরু করে। যাই হোক, ওদের অটামনাল রুক্ষতাটা একটু বেশি, আমাদের মতো এত মিষ্টি নয়। আমাদের শরৎকালে একটুখানি হলেও মিষ্টি, ওদের কিন্তু রুক্ষতাটা বেশি। দ্য ড্রাইনেস, দ্য উইন্ট্রি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক বিগিনস উইথ দ্য সিজন অটাম, সেজন্য পাতা ঝরার পরিমাণটা বেশি। twirling them by the window pane, twirling them, that means spinning round and round. মানে when the leaves fall, it leaves like twirling. That means whirling, spinning. When the leaves begin to fall, they begin to fall twirling, spinning like this, spinning round and round, twirling them by the window pane. That means when they fall spinning, when they fall spinning around, they touch the window pane. You know the window pane, the side of the window, the glassy portion of the window, all the portion called window pane, the glassy portion or the woody portion, with thousand others down the lane. That means not only one kind of tree leaves, but thousands of leaves begin to fall, begin to spin down upon the window pane, some upon the lanes, with thousand others down the lane. That means in the very first stanza of the poem, the poet has caught very beautifully the basic picture of the autumnal season. That means fitful wind accompanied by the falling of leaves. The yellow leaves, the dried leaves, the old leaves all begin to fall in this season. And they fall because of the wind, they fall spinning round and round and round. Sometimes they touch the casement, sometimes they touch the window panes, and ultimately they lie down upon the lane. Now, the second stanza. If we sum up the first stanza, now come back to the first stanza again. If we sum up the first stanza, what we see in the first stanza? In the very first stanza, the poet says that he loves the gust of wind, which is seen in the autumnal season. And along with that gust of wind, elm tree, the leaves from the elm trees begin to fall. They sometimes touch the window pane, and other thousands of leaves they lie down upon the lily. Now, the second stanza of the poem. I love to see the shaking twig dance till the start of eve. The sparrow on the cottage roof, whose chirp would make believe that spring was just now flirting by in summer's lap with flowers to lie. I love to see the shaking twig. That means because of the wind, the twig means small branch of leaves. The small branch of the tree with leaves. The small branch of trees with leaves. That is twig. I love to see the shaking twig. That means it is shaking in the wind like this. Those who have read Shakespeare's sonnet number 73, there is a beautiful picture of the shaking branch because of the autumn and winter, where yellow leaves, two or three or none, do harm. That means in autumnal season or on the forthcoming winter, the leaves fall down and the twigs become very bare one. When one or two or none or few leaves hung there. That was the Shakespearean presentation of the twig in winter as well as in late autumn. I love to I love to see the shaking twig. That means it is shaking. It is shaking like this. Dance till the start of eve, until the evening. Eve means evening. Until evening, the twig, the small branches of the tree with few leaves, they shake because of the wind, and the poet enjoys its beauty. The sparrow on the cottage roof. That means in the cottage there are some woody log to support the tiles or support the straw built roof, and there are some spaces for the birds to make their nest. Cottage roof. The sparrow on the cottage roof. That means the sparrow come to their cottage nest. That means the nest which the birds have built up in the rig of the cottage, in the space where they have built their nest. They come to their nest upon the cottage roof and begin to sing, begin to cry, whose chirp would make believe, and they make chirping sound. That means a kind of twittering sound, a kind of singing, singing sound, which are heard from the birds, whose chirp would make believe that spring was just now flirting by. That means it is flirting. It is actually autumn. But the sparrow begin to sing, begin to chirp, begin to twitter. And therefore you may think that, oh, it's spring that has come for once. But it is actually not. The spring has not come at all. But to you, it may seem that by the singing of the birds, by the singing of the sparrow, that spring has come to flirt, to flirt by. To flirt by means to make sport with and to make love for some time. Flirting means sporting and loving for some time casually, for no fixed purpose but casually. That spring was just now flirting by in summer's land with flowers to lie. That means just the spring has come to make a flirt, and now the spring will go to summer's lap to lie there forever. That is the second stanza of the poem. That means in the second stanza, the poet the poet has emphasized upon the upon another feature of the autumn. That means there may be the condition of the falling leaves, there may be the shaking of the twig by the wind, but there are the sweet sounds, the sweet singing made by the sparrows from the cottage ridge. Now, again, to sum up, we get three three characteristics of the autumn in this poem till the second stanza. In the first stanza, we get the picture of gust of wind, fitful wind that comes moment to moment with force and touches the casement, making sounds. Number two, falling of the leaves, from the elm trees and from any other trees. They sometimes touch the window pane and then they ultimately fall down upon the lane. That means the falling of the leaves. Number two. Characteristic number three, that is, along with the gust of wind, along with the shaking of the leaves or shaking of the twig, there are some music, there are some singing from the part of the birds. The sparrow, they twitter, they chirp from their nest. And this sweet sound or this sweet singing may lead you to think that it was as if spring has come to make a flirt, to make love and sport with the time, and ultimately has gone to summer's lap for life forever. Today's lesson will end here. Stanza 1 and stanza 2. Now carefully you should read the text, note down the uncommon words you get from the text, and try to make sentences with them of your own sentences. Now, I will ask you two questions. The question number one from the stanza 1. What particular tree is mentioned in this poem? What particular tree? Of course, the answer is elm trees. And the elm tree is very mossy one. It may be because of its oldness and because of its snow and rain where the moss grown. Question number 2. From where do the sparrow make their cheep? From where do the sparrows make their cheep? The answer is the sparrow cheeps from the nest made in the cottage ridge. And their singing is so sweet, it reminds us the sweetness of the spring. And we may think that spring has come to make a flood in this season. Okay? Now, if we try to select some words to make sentences of your own, we will select the word twirling. You You will try to make sentences with the word twirling along with the meaning. The meaning is following something spinning round and round. That means whirling. WHIRLING. Whirling down, spinning down, round and round. You will make sentence of your own with the word whirling. And in the second stanza, you may make sentences with the words like twig. Twig, you know, twig is the small branch with leaves. You may make sentences with the word twig, and when we will meet with each other face to face, you may check your copy with me. Thank you. Next day, we will meet with the other two stanzas left today. Okay? Thank you.